Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's starting 11 prediction time. Liverpool versus Porto. We've got a 5-goal lead heading into this game at Anfield. Champions League round of 16. Don't really know how to feel about it. You know, we're about 24 hours, give or take, away from the game. I'm here obviously to do the starting 11. We're backed for the season by Ladbrokes, as we have been all season long. That is my phone and not Tom this time, so apologies. Yeah, it's such a strange game. We were doing the build-up show earlier on today, and that'll be out in probably half an hour, something like that on the YouTube channel. It's so weird, isn't it? Because, you know, I've still got a little bit of fear in me, even though I know that we're a much better side than Porto. It's an almost unassailable lead, but because of the nature of football and how mad football can be, I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I'm sure that's what Jurgen Klopp will be thinking, and that's what he'll be drilling into his players over the couple of days in between, obviously a good victory against Newcastle United and this Porto game. So I'm going to get into it. I think he's going to stick with Lloris Karius in goal. I don't think he's going to change the goalkeeper from now until the end of the season, unless maybe, you know, we get really far in the Champions League, and you know, we've got top four shown up. Fingers crossed that happens. Right back, I'm going to go Joe Gomez. I think personally I'd like to see Joe Gomez come in for the Manchester United game, and because he's had that illness, you know, and he's been out for a few games, I think he needs some minutes. Whether Klopp will do that, I'm not 100% sure, but I've gone for Gomez because I think, you know, either way, if he's not fit and ready for the Man United game, then Trent needs to be fit and firing, and if you can get him a little bit of a breather in this game, you should do. Centre-halves, I've gone quite strong with this team actually. I've gone Joel Matip and I've gone Virgil van Dijk as the two centre-backs. You know, all season long, all month long, certainly, from the Southampton game, and then we went Porto, and then we went West Ham, then Newcastle. We've alternated between Lovren, Matip, and I think that continues. Obviously, Newcastle, we played Lovren. I think Joel Matip comes back in. And at left back, I think Alberto Moreno probably deserves a start. You know, he's waited patiently in the wings. He's come back from his injury, but Andrew Robertson has been in such good form that he can't get into the start 11. It's a good time to rest the Scotsman at left back. I'm gonna stick with 4-3-3, but we'll maybe run through some different formations later on. I've gone Jordan Henderson in the middle because I think it's important that maybe Emre start against Manchester United. I think in those really big games, I'd like to see Henderson and Chan do it, but I think Chan's played a lot more football since the start of December than Jordan Henderson, so you give Chan a little bit of a rest in this game. I think you start Adam Lallana. We need to see him starting games because we're going to need him between now and the end of the season. So I'll go Adam Lallana and I'll go Gini Wijnaldum, as long as, you know, he hasn't got the runs anymore. So that's midfield three: Henderson, Lallana, Wijnaldum. You still got that creativity in there from Lallana. You got the work rate from Wijnaldum, and Henderson will be there just to spray the ball left to right and forwards when he can. Now, I've gone pretty strong, to be honest. I think Mo Salah, I don't know why, I just don't see that throwing Ox on the right-hand side is a good option for this Liverpool side. I think if Mo Salah doesn't start, then maybe a change of formations needed. Yeah, I suppose you could play Danny Ings there. I've actually gone Sadio Mane on the left-hand side as well, and I've thrown Danny Ings up top, and I'll rest Roberto Firmino. I think Klopp spoke recently about Mo Salah and said that, you know, he rests during games, he takes 5-10 minute breathers, so he's able to play every single game. And, you know, the form that he's in at the moment, 24 games he's scored in this season, that's incredible. Want to try and keep that run going. So there's my starting 11. I've gone Simon Mignolet as the backup. I've thrown Nathaniel Klein on the bench because, you know, I just have. Dejan Lovren, Emre Can, James Milner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Dom Solanke. So no space in my starting 11, or me subs bench, sorry, for Roberto Firmino, Andrew Robertson, Ragnar Klavan and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm resting all of those players, and, you know, I think there are a few different shouts. You know, I had a little idea just before we were going live, and I'll get into some comments in a bit. I wondered whether we might see a three at the back. Now, we've not seen this all season, and I've not got the big brass balls to do it as my starting 11 because I want to try and get it right. But let's just say they're in that order for some reason, and then maybe you threw like a Nathaniel Klein there. I wondered whether something along the lines of that like almost a 4-3-3 could be something. We've seen us go to 3 at the back a few times now when we're trying to just stifle a game, and essentially that's what Liverpool have got to do in this game. You know, with a 5-goal lead, you just want to stifle it. You just don't want to concede goals, and I wondered whether the 3 at the back could be an option for Jurgen Klopp. It wouldn't surprise me too much, to be honest, if that was actually the case. But I'm not going to put that as my starting 11 because I don't think we've started the 3 at the back all season long. The other options that you've got, I suppose, are you play more of a 4-4-2, and you know, you could throw James Milner on there, and I said it, I'm not a particular fan of this, but if you wanted to rest Salah and Sadio Mane, I wondered whether Danny Ings and Dom Solanke could play as a 2, with Milner out on the left-hand side, Oxlade-Chamberlain out on the right, and Henderson and Wijnaldum in the centre. Actually, the more I look at that, the more I like that as a starting 11. You know, you've got the experience in there of Henderson, Milner, Van Dijk, Moreno, and you've got the youthful exuberance of Dom Solanke, and then you've got Danny Ings and his work rate there as well, haven't you? But that's not the side that I've gone for. I have gone really strong. I've taken Jurgen Klopp on his word from the press conference where he said that he will put a strong side out there. So that's my starting 11. I think I had Ox, Milner and Dom Solanke was probably, I think that's how I had it lined up. Basically, I know I've got absolutely no chance to get this starting 11 right. 26 games, sorry, I made you read this, says Chris Salah scored in 26 games, apologies. Need Milner for the Man United game, in my opinion, says Clachalad. I think that's a really great point. I think James Milner, and I've said this a couple of times now, that left-hand side with Robertson, Milner and Mane, it's been a real force for us moving through this month, moving through February, certainly. Thought the link-up play between them has been fantastic. James Milner's been great in Champions League games. I think he's still the top assister in the competition. I'm sure I made you read this, will tell me if I'm wrong on that one. Jack Harborough, though, says, I will go with Woodburn. He deserves a run out after working so hard. And, you know, I can't see Klopp disrespecting this competition. I could see maybe like a Woodburn or something like that, maybe from the bench, but I'd be really surprised if he did start him. And listen, we did the preferred 11s on the Uncensored Match build-up show, and you can see that mine's completely different for this, but it's a preferred 11, isn't it? That one, this is what I actually think Klopp might do, and maybe Woodburn does deserve to get a start because he has worked so hard, and you know, he was in the first team towards the end of last season. He's taken that little step back, and he's continued to just get his head down, work hard, and perform in the unders. So maybe it is an opportunity to him. Oliver Gill says Ward and Ings to start. Ward, I would throw him on the bench. I literally said that, didn't I, to you right before we went? I said I'd throw Ward on the bench, but then I'd throw Ward on the bench for every game because I just don't see the point in having Simon Mignolet on your bench anymore. I think, you know, we saw against, who was it, the under-23s, where Ward was just absolutely out of this world. Might have been in the 2-1 loss to Porto, actually. Klein need to get a run out to his Cameron Govan there. Again, yeah, I mean, listen, Klein could probably get a run out, but it's how far away he is from match fitness, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying. I've taken Klopp on his word. If he says he's going to put a strong side out there, then I'm going to believe him on this. And you know, I could understand the shouts for Klein. I think, you know, I think Klopp said recently about Nathaniel Klein, listen, if we're really stuck at right back, he'll get games, but he's been out for so long that you probably don't need to sort of rush him back, because ultimately Gomez and Trent have been performing so well at right back that we haven't, you know, big race for the top 4, obviously, although that seems to be levelling out a little bit. You know, big push in the Champions League, obviously, tomorrow included. When's Klein going to get those things? There doesn't seem to be games where you can just go, okay, well, Nathaniel, you have a little bit of a run out here. But it is interesting. Solanke hat-trick, heard it here first, said Nick Bass. I mean, that would be really surprising. I mean, the lad hasn't scored a goal for us this season, so yeah, you know what? I bet you get some good odds on that, actually, wouldn't you? Top Gang says, hey guys, thanks for the good job. It's not just me. It is Tom, and you have said it as well, and it's Si, and it's Paul, and it's Ross, and it's everybody who comes down and helps out. You know, we've got Lauren working upstairs now doing articles for us. We've got Ben, who's obviously helping us out. Jamie's helped us out for ages. Thanks for supporting us. We all appreciate it. Rest Salah, put Klein and Woodburn on the bench, says Ashfaqar Raham. Shout out as well to Yvonne / Adam. Adam using his mum's YouTube account. Adam, I've never heard of anyone using the mum's YouTube account. In fact, I don't think my mum's even got a YouTube account. So fair play to your mum for that. Well done, Yvonne. That's amazing. DM21 says, we need to smash United. Chris Atkins, first goal scorer. I'm going to go Danny. Yeah, he's all finished it off, nice one. So there you go. Nick Bassett think Bobby will start and Salah on the bench as Salah finished the full 90. Good point. We are Liverpool. Who's a better team player, Firmino or Salah? Firmino. He's my favourite footballer at the club by a country mile at the moment. Razai T, why is Tom camera shy? I love that hairy face. Grrr. He's not camera shy. We're just afraid that he will become the star of the channel, so we're holding his development back because, you know, me and Paul want jobs and that. Matthew Gabaris is my first live stream watching. Well, thank you very much for watching. Frogman, Chris, what's your score prediction? I think I went 2-2 on the Uncensored Match Build-Up show. My name is Cameron Govender. Well, why have you got a YouTube account that says Cameron Govender? Mate, come on. Did you just have a typo and have never been able to fix it? But at least you're using your own account, you're not using your mum's, so that's great as well. YOLO, bro, Master XD, 8-0 to LFC. Do you think Firmino will play it all against Porto? No. I've gone Danny Ings up top, thanks for that. Alex, Ings, why is that? You'll have to go back, Scouser Steve, and watch the beginning of the show. Will Firmino and Salah ever replicate the Messi-Suarez penalty? No.
I've got a weird one. Someone said... put Moreno on the left wing. What do you think about that? Do
you know what? That's such a good shout, actually, because, yeah, you could... I mean, you're then playing Robertson every game, aren't you? But, yeah, you know what? I was looking at it before and I was wondering about resting those players. It didn't even pop into my head about Moreno, so, yeah, good shout on that one. Listen, thanks very much for joining me. Thanks for watching, of course. Don't forget to like the video. If you're late into the live stream, we scheduled it. If you were a subscriber, then you would have got a little notification and stuff. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll then get a notification when we go live, so you're not relying on tweets and all that type of stuff. You will get a notification to your phone 10 minutes before we go live, which is really cool. So do subscribe and hit that little notification bell as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on the Starting 11. And let's hope that Liverpool smash Porto at Anfield tomorrow night. Cheers.